Lost 3 members of our family.
3 men, 3 pilots, 3 lives lost in a plane crash in Independence Saturday evening. Cell phone video shows the fiery wreckage. Inside the plane, Mohammad Hussain Musawi, Ali John Ferdawsi, and Mohammad Bashir Safdari. All 3 were Afghan Air Force officers who served with the U.S. military until the Taliban took over Afghanistan in 2021. As refugees, the U.S. granted them asylum for their work.
They were heroes. They were rebuilding their lives. They were transitioning from military aviation to commercial aviation in the United States.
Russ Pritchard is CEO of the Afghan American Development Group. The nonprofit helps former Afghan personnel with resettlement, job training, and family reunification.
They may have been career professionals in their country, as in military aviation, and they're here now as Uber Eats drivers and working night shift for Amazon. And that's why we work so hard to serve them.
Local nonprofit Salem for Refugees resettled the men here in spring of 2022. They tell KGW the pilots were part of a growing Afghan community that's devastated by the loss. The men were in a pilot training program sponsored by the nonprofit. Their deaths have touched many, including lawmakers. In a statement, Senator Jeff Merkley wrote, "This is a heartbreaking tragedy, and my thoughts are with the victims' families and loved ones. My office stands ready if there are ways to help their families during this difficult time." Salem for Refugees and the Afghan American Development Group both started GoFundMes to support the pilots' families and pay for funeral expenses. Pritchard says each of the men killed in the crash was married and had children back home, families they'd been supporting and dreaming of bringing to the United States. He says hundreds of others are still trying to do the same.
These men and women deserve to have their families with them. They a final act of heroism to prevent weapons from falling into the hands of the Taliban, our enemies for 20 years. We owe it to them to get their families together.
In an effort to help those families, the Afghan American Development Group is starting a campaign next month called Separation No More, Reunification in 24. As for the crash, Independence police say it remains under investigation by federal aviation officials. They know the plane had been traveling in heavy fog, but it's unclear whether that played a part in the crash.